I think. Oh no. Stream title contained banned words. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, now I gotta find another joke. What I was naming them after their many nicknames, and alright, that's what we're gonna have to work with, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because the stream title contained banned words. I think the banned word was, if I had to assume, if I had to guess, the banned word was, fatty. I couldn't say fatty, even though that is one of the words, that is actually in the game for messages, fatty and beanpole. So that was the joke. Unfortunately, Steam doesn't like funny. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. What do you mean suggested collabs? Collaboration settings? Yeah, not happening. Anyways, how is everyone? How is everyone on this wonderful, beautiful what day is it? Friday? Friday? Wonderful, beautiful Friday night. We're going to be playing some more Dark Souls, believe it or not. The only thing we really need to do here right now, I forgot I was flipping. Oh my gosh, I forgot I was flipping. The only thing we need to do here is kill Ornstein and Snow, and then after that, we're gonna go inside a painting. And then after that, I haven't decided yet. I mean, New Londo would probably be a good option. New Londo would probably be a great option, actually, because we could get a plus 15 Demon's Great Hammer, which would make life easier. But Trinidad and Tobago, that would have been a good one. I was gonna put Fatty and Beanpole, but unfortunately, that is considered a banned word by Steam. I'm just making sure that my announcement went out. I don't know how many people are going to be able to come to this. I want a few, though, because it's Ornstein and Smo. And Ornstein and Smo is one of the best bosses in the game. And I don't want people to be able, like, to miss out on Ornstein and Smo. But I might just have to suck it up and go kill them. I don't know, man. It's a little sad. But it is the way it is, I guess. Sorry if you're stuck in ads. That's probably what's happening. Okay, this is less than ideal. Yeah, this is very not good. Okay. Good stuff! Good stuff! That was, well played on my part, I believe. Let me move my mic up. It was a little bit far away. I don't know if you guys could hear. Hello, European Robin fan. How are you? I got killed by giants. I got smashed. They fee-fi fummed my bones. Yes, we'll go with that. They fee-fi fo-fummed my bones. It's been a lovely Friday. I hope your Friday was well. Started a little bit earlier than usual. I feel like I like doing that. I actually kind of wish that I had a completely different schedule, but I don't know if it would really help that much. Because, like, discoverability, you know, is not necessarily just the time that you're on. You're gonna have an audience awake at certain times. And I have somewhat of a Mr. Worldwide of an audience. So it's like, mostly people from Canada and or Europe. But that is logistical talks for another time and another channel. I remember. Ooh, that's a pretty cool find. We're doing very good for rare weapon finds. Too bad we're not going to use any of them. I don't even know if the Giant's Halberd is considered very good. I feel like I don't see it in any discussions for good weapons in the series. So maybe the Giant's Halberd sucks. I don't know. I don't know. Fire Orb, pretty good damage though. Yeah, but unfortunately we kind of just do more damage by smacking everything with our hammer. We have this cool magic and we don't really even need it for much because we can just do... Oh, that guy's not real. Okay, cool. Or he is a real chest, but he's not a real mimic. Keep that in mind. And you will find that everyone you meet. Let's go get our souls and our humanity back and then go straight for the boss. How about that? Does that sound good, everybody? Let's get our souls and our humanity back and go straight for the boss. Sounds lovely. Flip, 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 flip. I've been getting a lot of the Amazing Digital Circus content. I guess it just ended. Pretty sure it just ended. I don't know. I thought the movie came out a while ago, and the movie was supposed to be the end of it. Like 8 episodes in a movie. Am I correct on that? I don't know. I didn't watch the Amazing Digital Circus. But I've been getting a lot of the content on my everything, actually. I guess I have been flagged by the algorithm to be a circus enjoyer. I've seen the first episode when it came out in like 2023. But I can't say that I am particularly familiar with the, Oh, ads! Well, thank you for watching ads. I can't say that I am particularly familiar with the circus. I was talking about how I keep getting Digital Circus content, even though I have never seen the Amazing Digital Circus. Though I have heard it's good from multiple people that I respect the opinions of. I just think it's funny that the algorithms have clocked me as a circus enjoyer. Ow, that freaking hurt. I'm gonna go through here and see if they de-aggro. Kind of. They don't de-aggro. Maybe I'll sit down and watch all of it, but I have to be motivated to do so, and I find that motivation lacking. As in the case with, you hate it, so your stomach aches due to too much milk. Are you lactose intolerant by any chance? If so, big sad. I love milk. And if you are, do you treat your lactose intolerance with the same amount of like callous hubris that most people with lactose intolerance do? I'm sorry that your Friday has sucked because you have a stomachache, though. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate indeed. Oop, he's gonna cast Wog. Wog. You don't take pills at all for it. I do know that there are some, like, medications and stuff for lactose intolerance. I don't know. You've never been diagnosed lactose intolerant? You just suspect you might be? More than fair. Big sad if true, though. Lactose intolerance sucks because you don't get to enjoy all the joys that dairy brings us, such as cheese and iced cream. Both things that are absolutely wonderful and lovely. Though there are many lactose-free options, of course. Is anyone in your family lactose intolerant? Because you used to be able... I'm pretty sure that people can become lactose intolerant, can't they? Like, you might not have been born lactose intolerant, but then you become lactose intolerant. Like, that can happen. Pretty sure that's a thing. I might be making that up, though. So do make sure that you fact check me on that. But I'm pretty sure it's something that can develop later in your life. Welcome back. I was just talking about... I thought you were back earlier, so this is going to be like the 4th time I've said this. But I was talking about how I have been clocked by the algorithm to be a Digital Circus enjoyer. That the Amazing digital... Also, you don't think chat overlay is working. Awkward. Uh-oh. Let me go to see if that's something that I can fix. Alright, try something in chat now. Testing, testing. Can't I do something? I think I can. Give me a second. Oh, there you are. Yep, it works. We're good. I just had to unhide it and hide it again, and hide it and unhide it, and I pressed the button a couple of times. Sometimes it does that, I've noticed. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that, but it does indeed. So, I'm glad that it is now working. It is now working. You guys can now see each other's chats. You guys can talk amongst yourselves whilst I go get my souls and inevitably die again. I think we're going to die a couple of times to this giant sentinel. That's okay, though. It's just the way it is. Sometimes that's the way it be. People don't think it be like it is. But it do. But it do. I should probably sit down and watch a lot of things, actually. I love media. I'm a big fan of media. You guys might have noticed that I enjoy media in many, many, many different forms. And I like when media is good. I'm a big fan of well-made media. But my problem is actually sitting down and devoting myself to the time necessary to enjoy media. I kind of wish you could get the version of the giant sentinel armor that doesn't have the tabard. I am not a big fan of the tabard. I know the tabard is necessary for the iconic giant dad, but for me, I just like how clean the normal giant sentinel armor looks without the tabard. I don't know if that's an unpopular Souls opinion. It's probably just a Souls opinion. It doesn't need to be quantified in any major way, but... Yeah. Something's beeping out there. It might be the cat's litter box. I hope it's not something I have to deal with. I hate when things are beeping. And then I'd have to, like, mute the mic and go and check what's going on. And, like, no healing. He got it off. Ah, he died for it, though. He died for it, though. Maybe we should... I really dislike the great bow wielding Silver Knight up there. But maybe we should deal with this guy first before we go deal with the great bow Silver Knight. Oh! Did you see that counter damage? Did you see that delicious counter damage? 512. I think that guy has around 800 health, which is very low for a mid-game enemy in the Souls series. I feel like that's as much as the evangelists have at the beginning of Dark Souls 3. Nice. Poise break. Poise break. Dragon Slayer arrows. Beep, beep, beep. I don't know what's beeping out there. I don't know what's beeping out there, and I don't like it one bit. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's good. And here we go to one of my favorite bosses in the entire series. One of my favorite bosses in the entire series. Look at the Mora farming. Alright, let's see what happens. I think I'm playing on 30 FPS, so... Ornstein's... No, Smo, don't do it! Okay, guys, I should have put a poll. Should we Super Smo or Super Ornstein? Super Smo or Super Ornstein? Who do you want to see? There's only a couple of you, so it's not like it's going to be a very big... Ow. Super Smo, get that hammer. I was thinking that we should probably get Smo's hammer. That it might be funny to use Smo's hammer. But that means that we would have to level up a hammer quite a bit. Not that, like, that's the worst thing in the world, but we would have to do it. But that hammer might be really funny. Also, I very rarely fight Super Smo. I typically fight Super Ornstein. I like that fight better. Ah! This is necessary. You have to take a bunch of damage before you're allowed to play the game proper. No more trains. We can stop doing the train. This is one of my least favorite moves in the series. I am very bad at dealing with Smo train. Hey, bud. I'm gonna destroy every pillar in the boss room before we actually get into. Here he comes. That's really good damage. Okay, 2 hits for a stagger, but I couldn't really capitalize on it. Okay. Smo's over there, which means he'd back off for some reason. Ornstein's gonna dash towards us. Here he comes. Oh! I didn't dodge it. Ah! Guys! Here he comes. You missed. How did you miss? I was standing right in front of you. And that's that. Ornstein's down. Okay. You still can't really do this right without Solaire. Really? Yeah, Solaire makes this fight much more even. Smooshed him. Snorlax smooshed Pikachu. There we go. I don't really fight Smo that much, so prepare to watch me struggle with how to actually deal with him. Oh, that's pretty good damage. I'm telling you. I'm very bad at dealing with that move. I don't... This is gonna hurt. Yeah. You've always been terrible at the front, so do it for it. It's a skill issue on your part. It's hard to keep track of both of them. Ornstein and Smo in particular, you gotta watch. You gotta watch them both at the same time. You gotta make sure that they are both in your camera at all times. I'm really bad at fighting Smo, I just remembered. This is gonna be, because I usually fight Super Ornstein. I'm really bad at fighting Smo. I think I gotta be closer to him. I keep dodging away from him, but I really don't want to get hit by that train. But he's messing me up with the train because he keeps spamming it because I'm a certain distance away from him. I'm gonna have to think through how to avoid having that happen to me again. I'm gonna have to think about how to properly deal with that. But we'll see. We'll see. It won't be that bad. It won't be that bad. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, chat. It'll be lovely. It'll be wonderful. It'll be good. Up the stairs. Up the giant stairs. Nope. Hello, bye. Don't do it. These guys can be really annoying on your way in. They can even hit you through the fog wall if you're unlucky. If you hold their aggro, they can hit you through the fog wall, and that would be bad. Hi, Ornstein. Mine. See, I'm so bad at dealing with that one move. Okay. Oh, come on, man. We're good. We're good. I like this song a lot. Ornstein and Smo got a good theme. Okay. Missed. And I missed. Got him. Oh! Got him again. Fair trade, fair trade, fair trade. Let's go again. I think that's something that I miss a lot about later FromSoft tracks, is that Motoi Sakuraba loves horns. He loves brass. Big fan of brass. I, too, am a big fan of brass. I think brass has a place in a lot more pieces than people say it. It's not just a big band thing. You can do brass very well, and I think he uses brass very well. And for the later games, especially Yuka Kitamura's pieces, she doesn't use a lot of brass. She is not a big fan of brass. She's a very big fan of vocals and of string instruments, which I am fine with, but those are very similar instruments and sounds. Sorry, bird. Bird bathroom mutes. Bird bathroom mutes. Well, I hope you didn't drown. The babes of your existence. We have decided we're doing Super Smo, so we'll see how well we do. Did Cold finish the stream? I wanted to name the stream Biggie and Small, Pikachu and Snorlax, Fatty and Beanpole. Yeah, she's done good. Well, not good that she's done. Good that... What? You know what I mean. You know what I meant. Ah! Look at that stagger. That big lightning smash would have hurt if he didn't stagger there. Is he... Probably should stay not locked on to Smo. What are you gonna do? This is gonna hurt. Ah! Big sippy cup. Okay. I think we got him. I think this is gonna be fine. No. Oh, look at that! No hitbox. You can't hit me. You're nothing to me. I missed. No. Okay. You can entirely avoid the hitbox if you have the flippy roll. Look at that. You think you found your new nest? Like you got a new home? Or did you build a new blanket nest? I love being in a little blanket nest. I put a bunch of little blankets in my nest and I kind of curl up in there. I love a good blanket nest. I love being cozy. That's why I like things being cold, because I want to be able to have like 9 or 22 blankets or something like that. It's very nice. It's quite nice. It's quite nice. Soft bird. Soft bird. What's over here? What's over here? There is an item over here. I was trying to remember if Lautrec's armor is here in Dark Souls 3 or in Dark Souls 1. And I think it's here. It's here, obviously, in Dark Souls 1. And then you buy it from the Shrine Handmaiden in Dark Souls 3 when you pick up the Ring of Favor and Protection. Yep. It's I think it makes you faster. That might be false. I think it makes you faster. I don't know, guys. Should we full send it? I kind of want to be able to one-hand my weapon, but, like, also we're kind of shirking all of our other stats. Getting to... No dexterity. Getting to 50 strength would mean that we could use... That's the question. We could get another attunement slot, but I think 4 is fine for what we're doing. Oh, yeah, D is pretty close to... I hadn't even considered that. That D in Elden Ring is pretty close. I mean, we could also full send resistance. Everybody loves resistance, right? You get a ton of physical defense if you... Friday night. Yeah. I forgot that it was indeed Friday. I did not do much today. I went to the bank, actually. And I learned that the bank still had my address from where I lived 3 years ago. And that's why I didn't get... My card expired. And I was like, when is the bank going to send me my new card? Well, they did. To my old address. Big lady.
Oh, chosen undead.
Nice to me.
Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his wounded obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the Lord vessel to thee.
She has so many unused animations, and I'm so sad that they went unused.
And beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our
that's spoilers!
Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices.
This room reminds me of Prince of Persia Sands of Time. Any Prince of Persia Sands of Time players in chat? Homina, oh, wooga! Now that's a woman. There she is. She never opens her eyes. I wonder if that means anything in the lore. But, most people come for a different reason. Alright. I think it's so funny because Guinevere... What is she the goddess of? I don't remember what her sphere is. I don't remember what she's the goddess of. Princess of Sunlight, I know that. Oh, wait. Eyes are never important in FromSoft games. You can ignore that. No, eyes are never important in FromSoft games. This is incredibly correct. It's just like how eyes are never weak spots in Resident Evil games. You never aim for the eyes in Resident Evil. Let's join her covenant. I join your covenant. Give me your... Yep, Ring of the Sun Princess.
Hereafter I, Guinevere, shall serve as thine guardian. If thou so needest, I shall devote all to thine safety.
Thanks, Guinevere.
And I'll be one with the sunlight forevermore.
I'll try my best.
Since the day Father his wounded obscureth, I have awaited thee.
She's very tall.
Now undead.
How tall do you think Guinevere is? Like, in feet? She's probably pushing, like, what, 30, 35 feet tall?
Succeed, Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire.
Or do you think she's taller than that? Am I underselling? I'm very bad at judging height and distance. In feet? Miyazaki? No, that's not what I meant! I didn't mean in feet! I meant in feet, not in feet. How about meters? Can we switch to meters? I think she's about 10 meters tall. 10 to 12 meters tall. Does that work better? Okay. This ring is granted to those who enter a covenant with Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and the Princess of Sunlight. This slightly warm ring boosts the synergy of miracles. The Princess of Sunlight Guinevere left Anor Londo along with many other deities, and later became wife to flame god Flan. Okay, so we never hear about flame god Flan ever again. Flan is a non-entity. Do not worry about Flan. We don't know anything about Flan. But he was the god of flame, which is essentially different than the Witch of Izalith, and also essentially different from Gwyn, who was the god of sunlight. I don't know. Nobody knows. It doesn't matter. But notice the Princess of Sunlight Guinevere left Anor Londo along with many other deities. And yet, here she is. Or is she? Or is she? Oh, mystery. Intrigue. I guess we'll never have it answered. We'll never have it answered. Maybe Flan specifically is like the god of campfires or something. Sitting around the campfire, singing our campfire song. I keep getting videos. Okay, SpongeBob reference. I keep getting videos recommended to me that is SpongeBob in Chinese. Clips of SpongeBob from a Chinese channel. And the clips are in Chinese. Like it's the Chinese dub of SpongeBob. Am I making sense? I don't know why I keep getting these recommended to me. Is anyone else getting Chinese SpongeBob recommended to them? I know that I'm getting more of it recommended to me because I clicked the first one thinking that there was like a joke or something. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's just clips of SpongeBob in Chinese. I bet it's wonderful for the Chinese speaking audience. I don't speak Mandarin, nor do I speak Cantonese. I know like 2 things in Chinese. I know ni hao, and I know xie xian, and that's it. So I don't know what I did to start getting like... I did watch a couple of videos about Chinese opera, but how does Chinese opera lead you to Chinese SpongeBob? I don't know. I don't know. It confuses and upsets me. But I guess it's my lot in life. But Ornstein and Smo are about the slippery slope. I mean, I should probably learn Mandarin because, you know, the Chinese will eventually take over the world. This is simply fact. It is a future that we're all going to have to reckon with. Glory to the CCCP. Is there 3 C's or 2 C's? Does any... I better remember the name of my... Is it the Communist Party of China? China's Communist Party? 2 C's. I'm thinking of the Soviet Union, which had 3. That's my bad. I'm pretty sure. Isn't the Soviet Union one with 3 C's? I don't remember. I'm not up to date. USSR, that's 2. Not the United Soviet Socialist Republics. Not the American name. Not the American name. Because I'm talking about in Cyrillic. Because in Cyrillic, the C makes an S noise. But I haven't read Cyrillic in a long time. When I was in high school, I was a little bit of a... you are in Cyrillic. Cyrillic. I haven't read Cyrillic in a long time. Yep, CCCP. I haven't read Cyrillic in a long time. When I was in high school, I got really into the Red Army Choir. I got really into, like, Russian folk music, and specifically, like, Russian communist music. And so I learned how to read Cyrillic so that I could go onto, like, websites and read the lyrics in Cyrillic so that I could sing them in my off time. I also got really... I really wanted to learn, like, the folk dances and stuff like that. And I got pretty decent for a kid who was teaching themselves in their bedroom in the dead of night. But I haven't read Cyrillic in a long time. I really like other forms, like other alphabets and other ways to read language. So I also learned, like, the Dead Space alphabet. One of my friends taught me how they write in Korean, and I thought that was really interesting because it's like the box with the letters and the stuff like that. And then I know how to read hiragana. I'm not good at katakana, and I know like 2 kanji. So, womp womp. But I do really like other ways to write. Soviets are long gone, though. They still got a guy who was a Soviet as their president, but the Soviet Union is long gone. One of the major plot points in Cyberpunk series is that instead of the Soviet Union falling to pieces, it was the United States. The United States balkanized instead of the Soviet Union, and I think that's a really interesting alternate history question. What if it was the United States that collapsed under the weight of capitalism instead of the Soviet Union collapsing under the weight of authoritarian communism. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Some people are worried that the United States is going to balkanize anyways. I don't know if that would happen, but I think it would be interesting. A lot of those imaginary map makers would be really happy to see where the lines get drawn. No, no, no. 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 It's okay. No, no, no. No, no, no. It's okay. We can all be friends here. No, no, no. It's okay. You and me and you, the both of us together. Yep. I think it's a They Might Be Giants song where they talk about the Soviets having the music. Or is it the communists have the music? I haven't heard the full song, but they're right. The communists do have the music. They kind of knock it out of the park with their anthems and their songs. One of my favorites was a song from World War II, created specifically to buck up the soldiers as they march to their deaths against the Nazis. Katyusha. If you know anything about, like, I'm pretty sure it's in Girls und Panzer. Do we have any Girls und Panzer fans in the audience today? I have never seen it, but I am a big fan of World War II era tanks. I'm a big fan of World War II era tanks. We do not have any Girls und Panzer fans in the audience today. That's tragic. That is absolutely tragic. But they do have a reference to Katyusha in it. I'm pretty sure. You ever touch your painting? You ever just touch your painting? Anyone ever just up touching their painting? Why does the character in the Dark Souls games keep touching stuff? Why is your first thought to see a giant painting and reach out and touch it? Is the Dark Souls character like a textile person? Do they want to... Ooh. Yeah, why not? Let's reverse. I don't think you're supposed to touch finger at the museum. They tell you not to touch them. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, why would you touch it? You misheard. What did you think I said? All nice things, I hope. All nice things, I hope. Расцветали яблони, груши, попели, туманы нас рекой. Выходила на берег Катюша, на высокий берег на крутой. Die. Bonk. I have to go up there to cut that in half. Something that is all you... Who's up touching they them paintings? I remember that I had a Russian friend in college. She was very interesting to talk to. I love being able to talk to people from other countries and other walks of life and learning about how they grew up and how they see the world and what they are taught and how they interact with what they are taught. And it was interesting talking to her because she was kind of a pro-America Russian, which is not very common in that country. Obviously, she went to school in the United States. But one of the ways that I got on her good side or quickly bonded with her was my love of Russian music. Because she is a music major, specifically jazz. Oh, crow demon. I forgot about the crow demons. Ah! I didn't mean to kick you. Smack. I remember when the Russians invaded Ukraine. It was very interesting to hear her talk about that political event because she didn't agree with the aggressive expansionism. She did not agree with the idea of invading another country. However, and this is what I thought was really interesting, she did agree on Putin's point that Ukraine does not exist as a real country. That it is a modern invention, and that it does not have the claim to the land through, like, Ukrainian heritage as Ukraine claims. And I was like, that's an interesting stance to take. But that's, like, a very Russian thing. That is, like, back before World War I. Ah! Get off, get off, get off, get off, get off. And I'm dead. That's rough. I hope you guys didn't want to see... You feel like the crow demons and mimics are similar, just general shape-wise? Yes, I think you are correct in that assessment. I will agree with you in that assessment. I will agree with you in that assessment. What was I talking about? Russians? Ah, Pan-Slavism. Right. So before the First World War, there was this kind of idea you would see mimics being a creation of Velka. That would be really funny. As like a punishment for the sin of greed. That would be really funny. That's actually so Velka coded. I didn't even think about it like that. That is a good... That's a good little bit of design synthesis, actually. Mimics are a creation of Velka because Velka punishes greed. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Hello, hello. How are you, Nikki? God, I keep getting distracted from Pan-Slavism. It's important, I swear. Prior to the First World War, there was this idea, it's kind of like Pan-Africanism, that all ethnic groups and all different, like, groups of Slavs need to be held together and are actually the same peoples and need to all live together under one empire. And the Russians really liked Pan-Slavism because the Russians already have this kind of underlying belief that there is no such thing as another Slav. It doesn't matter if you're Croatian or Bosnian or Albanian or so on and so forth. You are Russian. You just don't know it yet, right? It doesn't matter if you're Ukrainian or Montenegrin or Macedonian. You are Russian. You alright? Good. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Pride Month as well. I'm going to keep saying that until we run out of Pride Month. Where do I need to go? Did I pick up my souls? I must have picked up my souls, correct? Ooh. It's raining hollows from out of the sky. Hollows. No, that's dumb. That's dumb. Put that back in the drawing board. That was bad. That was bad. Put that back. How many of y'all were scene kids? Do we have scene kids in the audience? I think I always ask. Do we have any scene kids in the audience? These guys are the worst. You have to kill them with fire or they drop a lot of toxin on death. And that would be pretty bad. Mimics are your favorite? You love mimics? Yeah, because they're scrungly weirdos. And you're a big fan of scrungly weirdos. Ow! Stop hurting me. If you kill them with fire, they don't drop a toxin cloud on death. Which is very nice. It would be very sad for us if they dropped a toxin cloud on death. But Pan-Slavism is not particularly liked by most Slavic ethnic groups, which is easily evidenced by the destruction and downfall of Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia. Any old heads remember Yugoslavia? Pour one out for Yugoslavia, my friends. Had to quote it. I'm glad I'm quotable. It's all I live for, really. I want to be put into a giant compendium of quotes. Maybe someday. I want to be next to, like, Winston Churchill. I think that would be really funny. But make it one of Winston Churchill's, like, drunken quotes where you can barely understand him. That'd be really nice. I feel like it's worthy of me. It's worthy of a person of my station and intellect. Egg vermifuge. Egg vermifuge. Bitter sour chestnut. Removes parasitic egg from body. The egg bearers have chosen to serve the flame of chaos, and the eggs symbolize this selfless choice. Naturally, these chestnuts are forbidden, but are allowed under special circumstances. Very nice. We do love eggs. We're big fans of eggs in this chat. Okay, this is someone who is not speaking from a place who can probably understand it and probably doesn't have a lot of skin in the game, and also is not, like, well equipped for the actual discussions on it, but I don't really understand the Pan-Africanism movement, and I don't think it really has legs. It doesn't address a lot of the realities of trying to unite an entire continent under one flag, which is very, very difficult. It is very, 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 very difficult to address the idea of uniting an entire continent under a single government, and then have that government correctly and honestly represent every single person that is within that continent. It seems incredibly idealistic. Especially because from what I understand, and this is again someone who's not entirely well versed on the movement, so take everything I say with a massive grain of salt, but it seems like the main purpose of Pan-Africanism is to be a shield and a ward against European colonization. And that is a noble goal. That is something that I think is worth attempting. However, and this is a big one, how do you get to decide who's in charge? How do you get to decide who's the boss of it? Who's the boss of this zoo? I don't know how that would be decided. Which governmental structure is taken into account? How do you take into account the different various tribes and languages? There are many, 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 many peoples. Disparate peoples with completely different beliefs. How do you take... You okay to be here? And Bird, just Bird? Yeah, you're absolutely okay to be here. Everyone's okay to be here. I'm just riffing. I'm just talking intellectually about something that I have no right to talk about because I am not well versed on the movement. Maybe they have answered these questions. Maybe these are questions that are already answered, and instead of me being capable of poking holes into the movement, this has already been addressed. I don't know. I just am voicing my knee-jerk reactions to the movement. Because the movement kind of reminds me of any pan-colonial movement. Like, Pan-Europeanism. Pan-Americanism. I just don't see it being, or globalism, the idea of uniting all peoples of the world under one banner. And it's like, yeah, but who's going to be in charge? Everyone will be. Wow! What a beautiful world. What a beautiful world were that possible. Speaking of Africa, there are African pygmy falcons. The African pygmy falcon is a fluffy little bird of prey that uses their down feathers for warmth during cold nights and to comfort themselves in the heat. I do love animals that are capable of using their, like, physical characteristics in many different types of extreme environments. I find that fascinating. It is genuinely really interesting how certain animals are capable of being well equipped for anything that nature has to throw at them. Did I screw myself? Hello? Am I able to get out of where I am at? Hello? Okay, we're good. We're good. That was intentional. We're fine. Completely intentional. Locked by some contraption. Okay. Same. You cute? You have a photo saved on your tablet if you can. Yeah, you can post your cute bird in the server. I do not mind. I do not mind if you post your cute bird in the server. And you shared a bird fact without even having to redeem the bird facts channel point redeem. So that's pretty entertaining. Is that your way of getting me to shut up about Pan-Africanism? If so, I respect it. I respect it. These crow demons don't play around. They're kind of difficult, aren't they? They hit like a truck. I think that's going to be a recurring theme as we go deeper into the video game, is that my lack of armor and my low health number is going to be, how they say in certain circles, problematic. It's going to be problematic. Hey, there's a bird. Bye, bird. I just wanted to yap about birds again. Amen. Amen. Birds are pretty neat. Good animals. I like how some of them use tools to get, like, termites and stuff like that. People think primates are the only animals that use tools. Not so. Not so. Some birds are quite capable. Capable of using, such things to get what they want. I was going to say something about Guinevere. All the way back then. All the way back then. So one of my favorite things about Guinevere as, like, a design is that she was supposed to be a lot thinner and, in Miyazaki's words, more elegant. I don't know if I like conflating elegance with a thin body shape, but it's whatever. His words, not mine. And maybe it's a translation thing. But I'm going to show you guys a weird speedrun tactic after this. One of the things I thought was particularly interesting about that is that the design of Guinevere was finalized by one of the concept artists who made her quite the thickums. There are a lot of crows here because Velka, the goddess of sin, her animal is the crow. No! Don't hit me with that! Oh, gross. Okay, we're good. No! Don't hit me with that! Oh, gross. So he made her quite the beefy lady. And instead of, you know, rejecting the design, Miyazaki accepted it as the final design because the artist just looked so excited about his work. And I'm like, that's really wholesome. He was so excited about his big lady. And it's like, real. Bad. This is not so much an enemy as he is an obstacle. But, I don't know about that hitbox from Zombie. Oh, I almost got hit by that hitbox. Burn! Undead dragon, burn! So the artist just looks so excited about his design. You sent the... Hope you enjoy the bird. I will probably enjoy the bird you sent. Also, you want to see a dumb speedrunning glitch? Everybody want to enjoy a dumb speedrunning glitch? I'm not doing it right. Now you can go to the boss. You don't have to engage with the rest of the level. You can just go straight to the boss because you can make the dragon butt stand up if you hit it with a jump attack. Speedrun tactic. I'm not going to do that though. I'm going to engage with the level seriously. Don't worry. Be happy. Another thing, actually, about the undead dragon that I think is pretty funny and very Miyazaki is that, you know, the guy who was designing the undead dragon submitted the design to Miyazaki, and Miyazaki looked at it for a while and goes, this is gross. And the guy was like, yeah, you know, it's an undead dragon. It's filled with, like, maggots, and it's, like, decaying. And he goes, yes, I want it decaying, but I want you to convey the sense of tragedy. How such a majestic beast has become a shadow of its former self. How it's decaying, not gross, but lost beauty. And the designer was like, okay. And I think that's Miyazaki's entire design philosophy, which is why I don't like the Demon Souls remake, because they did not follow that design philosophy. Miyazaki specifically said he wants it to convey a sense of lost beauty, a sense of grandeur. And sometimes, yes, the designs are a little goofy. He does love a goofy design, looking at you, Vanguard Demon. But he doesn't love a gross design. He wants his designs to show something sad, tragic. What about the Dregling Merchant? Same with the Dregling Merchant. Probably the same with the Dregling Merchant. It's this kind of sense of lost wonder. The world is dying, and that is sad. It's not about, like, look how gross and flabby we can make the Adjudicator. Look how gross and flabby we can make the Vanguard Demon. I do be loving a fat demon. We love our fat boys in this chat, guys. We're a big fan of those overweight monstrosities. But, like, being overweight for Miyazaki's creations is not a fat is gross, right? It's not about fat being disgusting. It's about fat being a shorthand or a metaphor for greed, for gluttony. You grew fat from strength, to quote Emperor Callus in Destiny 2. It's not about, like, how flabby and disgusting can we make this being, which is why the overweight the fat ministers is a tragedy. It's usually talking about gluttony, decadence, and hedonism. Correct! Which is similar to how overweight characters are treated by Slaanesh in Warhammer 40k. It's about gluttony and hedonism. It's not about fat is gross. And I think the designers, the Blue Point remake, missed that fact. I'm gonna go human again. Human again, to be human again. Slaanesh! Indeed. Indeed. Uh-oh. I mentioned Slaanesh. Dangerous. I mentioned Slaanesh. Slaanesh is actually growing to be one of my favorite Chaos Gods. I actually kind of like Slaanesh. I like Slaanesh as excess. The Prince of Excess. Decadence. Too much. Hedonism. Most people treat Slaanesh as the Chaos God of Orpal. Correct! More SpongeBob reference for everyone involved. Chaos God of Purple. Yes, indeed. You automatically got attached to a Slaanesh because Slaanesh is a funky little weirdo. This is well-known lore. This is well-known lore. Do I have... I have Gravelord's Sword Dance. I mean, I could Iron Flesh it, but I'd probably die. I mean, we could see if Poison Mist does anything to them. How about that? But probably not. I thought I had, like, Firestorm or something, but I do not have Firestorm, which is bad. Inthafin, can you fast travel to the Painted World? Inthafin, can you fast travel to the Painted World? Or, I know you can fast travel out of the Painted World, but can you fast travel back in? I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. I was gonna see if I could. I was gonna go see if I could buy Firestorm really quick. Are we killing Priscilla as she's vibing? I think we're gonna kill Priscilla. I think we're gonna have to kill her. We're gonna have to knock her out of the sky. This reminds me of Snow Peak and Twilight Princess. This reminds me of Snow Peak and Twilight Princess. And also, these boxes kind of remind me of modern art installations that you find at your local park. I don't know if people vibe with that, but these remind me of modern art installations you'd find at your local park. Phantom King Jeremiah! Dude, you okay, brother? Oh god, okay. That was some momentum. Don't do it. Oh, that's rough. Whoa! 30,000 souls! Don't mind if I don't. Very nice. Very nice. You can't fast travel out, but you can warp in. Oh. Oh. Interesting. So you say. You can't fast travel out, but you can warp in. That's fascinating. Get stinky! Get stinky! Get stinky! Get stinky! Okay. We'll see if that does anything. We'll see if that does anything. I love items, chat. I'm a big fan of items. Back when invaders gave you souls you needed for the level up? Yep. I don't know if these guys are gonna die due to poison. I hope they do. Wouldn't it be nice if they died to poison? Then I wouldn't have to deal with them. Oh, they might get close. Poison mist is a good but very slow. This place is hell! Welcome to hell, everybody. May I take your order? Okay. Oh, no! Okay, we're good. We're good. Yum. Okay. Any... Ah! Yep, there was another one. Yeah. Beer or backbird needs to break again. Okay. Okay. Oh! They died due to the poison, guys! So that is a way you can deal with a couple of those guys. You can make them get stinky. Poison mist! Usually poison mist is really bad. Bone wheels. One of the best enemies in the series, actually. I love bone wheels in this game. That is probably a controversial statement. They are very annoying and very frustrating, and they do insta-kill you, but I love that for them. I'm very sad bone wheels never got this scary again. They're a joke in 3. They are so sad in 3. It is tragic that everything in Dark Souls 3 can stunlock you except for bone wheels. Like, you see them in the catacombs and you're like, oh my god, they're here. And you've been stunlocked by everything from common hollows to pontiff dogs to everything. And then you see the bone wheels and they hit you once and then go right past you and they don't even do that much damage. And it's like, what happened to you guys? They were the undisputed kings of stunlocks in Dark Souls 1. What happened to them? I think we got close enough for the enemies that were cold to come back in and play their death animations. Closest we've ever gotten is the Elden Ring Red Alvanart Cartwheels. This is correct. And I'm kind of glad it's back. This place is so scary. That's why! Hey, did I forget to pull the lever? Chat, did I forget to pull the lever? Chat, did I forget to pull the lever? Chat? Okay. Poise doesn't always help against them. but it might in this case. Usually use a shield for those tunnels? Yeah, that makes sense. But if the bone wheel breaks your shield, you're going to be in a world of hurt. I missed the good roll already. Get stinky, get stinky, get stinky, get stinky. How about that? That's really funny. Glad to know that they die completely. Like, they die. They're done. They're gonna die. That's one down. I'm really scared about this bone wheel. Okay. Here it comes. Here it comes. Whoa, here he comes. Watch out, boys. He'll chew you up. Ah! I was worried that, it wouldn't give me it. But it gave me it. There is a magic spell somewhere down here. Oh, there's the annex key. That's going to be important. That's going to be important. But there is a magic spell somewhere down here. No, 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 no. We're in a good place. We're in a good place. Ah, here we go. It's dropped by this guy. He's completely passive until you kill him. Isn't that mean? And then he drops Fire Surge, which is one of these spells in the series, used sometimes to effects. Wait, I don't think I pulled the lever down here, chat. Can somebody confirm that? Confirm nor deny that? I can neither confirm nor deny that. I don't know if I pulled the lever. I feel like I walked past the lever. Hi, Seeker, how are you? Welcome to Dark Souls. We're trying not to die to bone wheels. Ah! We're good. We're good. Life is good. We're good. Ah! I did not play that correctly. I didn't play that correctly. I played that wrong. And poorly. Alright, here we go again. That was so good, I will try it a second time. It's a SpongeBob reference night, I suppose. Okay. Real, I guess. How dark are the souls, truly? Pretty dark. Pretty darn dark. I mean, look at this character. Pretty darn dark. Get stinky, get stinky, get stinky, get stinky, get stinky. Good stuff. How are you doing, Seeker? It's been a little bit. Are you well? Have you been enjoying your life? It's been a little bit. It has been, because I haven't streamed Dark Souls in a little while. We just defeated Ornstein and Smo. That's so funny. I did not know Poison Mist was capable of doing that. That is so funny. Ah! You've been exquisite. Wonderful. Wonderful. That is lovely to hear. No, no, no. Oh, that's nice. 2 for 1. Ow. No, 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 no! I should have put on a ring of sacrifice. We lost 60,000 souls, chat. A bit hungover, but otherwise good. That's good. That's good. I'm sorry that your head hurts, though. I mean, that's what I assume that being hungover means for you, is that you get a little bit of a headache. I have never been hungover, but that's because the only times I have gotten drunk in my life, I stayed drunk enough to be drunk the following morning. Did not sleep it off. So I have avoided being hungover by remaining drunk. Alright, well, I mean, if we really want 60,000 souls, we can just stay here and kill those guys over and over again. Wild. Ah! God, they got some turn radiuses. I thought I could outsmart them by getting them stuck. Not true. Not true. I could not outsmart them by getting them stuck. Instead, I perish. I would like it known that the painted world bone wheels now have more confirmed kills. Get stinky. Get stinky. Get stinky. Have more confirmed kills than Ornstein and Smo do. Womp womp. Alright. Let's go again. I mean, at least it's good souls, if we manage to kill them. Scared for my life. I actually don't know if poise is better or worse when dealing with bone wheels. I don't know if it's better to, like, be staggered, because I feel like sometimes they stagger lock you. But with poise, they get stuck on your model and just keep rolling. And when they get stuck like that, oh, like that, they do so much damage. I don't know, but if they do get stuck, then you can react to it. It's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? It's a catch-22. If I don't have poise, I get stun locked. If I do have poise, they just get stuck on my model until they stun lock me. This is a very, very, very good thing to happen on either end. There he goes. Aha! You are nothing to me. Ah! All the guys got poisoned to death. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good. Oh, no, there's another one! I did not affect. Who do you think that mother and child is? They're kind of faceless, kind of terrifying. Who are they? Is that supposed to be Velka and Priscilla? Is that supposed to be Velka and Priscilla? That's my crackpot lore theory. My crackpot lore theory is that the statue in the painted world is Velka and Priscilla. I really like the idea of the mimics being Velka's children as well, because of the same general shape of the crow demons. Like, it's a tenuous connection, but then if you try to tie, like, the purpose of the mimics to punishment, that they punish greedy guts, that's really fun. A lot. Dead. Dead. Don't! Soul of a Proud Knight. Gwyn and Baby Gwyn. Oh, the statue is Gwyn and Baby Gwyn? Are you sure? Is that real lore? These guys didn't get pizened to death, which means we have to beat them to death with our hammer. These are very weird enemies, and they never come back. They are the Phalanx, though. They're based off of the Phalanx from Demon Souls. Demon Souls enemy reference. And they drop 500 souls each, which makes them a pretty insane farm if you can manage to kill all of them. Over and 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 over again. Yas. Demon Souls mentioned. Indeed, I was talking about how the remake misses the point earlier. Would have been interesting to have you part of that conversation. For some reason, that got auto-modded for bullying in Thafin. I don't know why. That got auto-modded for bullying. Scary. Almost rolled right off the cliff, which would have been pretty bad. Is Wog a mean thing to call someone? Inthafin is quite the bully, incredibly so. Inthafin is always bullying me in chat. Even though I'm such a kind streamer who plays video games for your enjoyment, I am literally here for you. So it seems like their stagger animation is actually, like, unstaggerable, which is pretty interesting that the stagger animation itself is unstaggerable. You can't stagger them out of staggering. That's pretty funny. Bye! They're crow demons! Why can't they fly? They are flightless birds. They find their worth in giving birth and stuff. 'Cause it's funny. Hello, welcome back. I like that line a lot. It is from 21 Pilots' song, Isle of Flightless Birds. And he he rhymes, they find their worth in giving birth and stuff. I love the and stuff. It is carrying so much weight in that bar. Because I feel like rhyming worth with birth is pretty good. I don't think it's a bad bar, but I love and stuff. I'm stuff. I like that meme. I think it's a really bad meme. It's so funny. You got sick? I'm sorry you got sick. Oh, because of the milk. You might want to get checked if you're lactose intolerant. Lovingly. You might need to get that checked. If you're getting sick. One of my college roommate, love the guy. Amazing guy. But, heavily lactose intolerant. Heavily lactose intolerant. And like most people with lactose intolerance, he treated it as a sort of suggestion rather than an actual limitation of his body. And every single night, he would enjoy a delicious root beer float as created by our recently installed ice cream machine at the... Guys, are we going to wear black tights? I think we're going to have to wear black tights. Oh, yeah. Oh, no! Our cool black tights push us over into medium roll range. Tragic. Tragic. Tight tights! We're men in tights. And we roam around the forest looking for fights. I haven't seen that movie in a really long time. But, we would always be like, oh, where's so-and-so? Why don't we see so-and-so? And he would always be like, I'm in the bathroom. We would have to be in the bathroom for like 2 or 3 hours after dinner. King behavior. I love it for him. It was a long shot. Glad you knew the reference. Of course I know the reference. It's got... What's his name? Cary Elwes? Is that his name? He played, the Dread Pirate Roberts, whatever his name is. And also, Despero. You're also in the bathroom. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I love milk. This is a milk-loving channel. And for all those who cannot enjoy its creamy embrace, yeah, we'll go with that. For all those who cannot enjoy its creamy embrace, we take our hats and we sing a sullen song. You're not over 30, it's kind of a long shot. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair. It's got the, he was Despero in Psych. Do we have any Psych enjoyers in chat? I love Psych. You know, Psych is kind of like Sherlock Holmes. I watched a video essay on how Psych is kind of like Sherlock Holmes. It was a good video essay. Get stinky. Get stinky. Get stinky. I want them all to die! All of you. Get stinky. You do it. Milk is pretty revolting. Whoa! Psych is good stuff. Psych is a good show. If you guys like detective shows and you also like comedy, you should watch Psych. Heavily recommend Psych. I love Psych. But Milk being pretty revolting is rough. That's rough. Do you like cheese? Are you a big fan of cheese? I'm a pretty big fan of cheese. I like cheese on most things. I had cheeseburgers today for dinner. It was pretty awesome. We got cheeseburgers after we went to the bank. Cheese is pretty good. You're not a fan of detective stuff. You don't like mystery stories. I'm a big fan of mystery stories. That's a broken straight sword. Very good find. We love a broken straight sword. That's a broken straight sword. Very good find. We love a broken straight sword. Hey, it sounds like you're getting into a rut. Has anyone seen the Dover Boys? Why are you taking poison damage? No, seriously, why are you taking poison damage? Huh? 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 What do you mean you're taking poison damage? When did you start taking... You're no longer taking poison damage. When did I poison you? Huh? Okay. No, stop. Okay. Yeah, I'm just that stinky. Grape Juice hasn't showered in 19 years. This is important for her role of being a corporate mascot. She must never, ever shower. Corporate has found that focus groups really likes a woman who doesn't shower. We're not sure what it means, but if it gets us more money. They take poison damage because you sneezed. I'm sorry you sneezed. Bless you. Bless you. I'm a big fan of sneezing. There are a few things in the world that feel as euphoric as a good sneeze. How are we feeling about good sneezes, chat? I love sneezing. That's just a chronic injury flare-up. Don't worry about it. It is really strange. I have never seen him... okay, so he must have gotten poisoned while I was poisoning... You're a sneeze hater? Well, you're just a hater in general, Inthafen. I have never... he must have gotten poisoned whilst I was poisoning the flesh mob, the phalanx, by the statue. Is he jumps down from the top? Is his model hiding near the flesh mob? Sneezes is pretty good, but have you tried bath salts? Bath salts makes zombies. I'm scared of zombies. I'm pretty scared of zombies. Speaking of zombies, I watched Critical play all of Resident Evil 7. I'm kind of obsessed with Resident Evil 7 now. How do we feel about Resident Evil 7? I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. This might do a lot of damage. Yeah, this is going to do a ton of damage. Might one-hand it. I'm going to try to cut off her fluffy tail. Hello, woman.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I...
Not a fan of Resident Evil 7. Why? It's so good.
Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful.
Oh, okay, sure.
Thou dost not belong. I beg of thee. Plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind. Then what do you call the bone wheels, lady? Only play FromSoft games. Real, true, and based. Real, true, and based. You know, Priscilla was supposed to be kind of a level up lady. She was supposed to play a much bigger role, and she was going to be the level up waifu of this game. But then they dropped her and made her a boss in this area, which the reason why the painting world kind of looks nothing like anything else in the game is that the painted world was built first. It was one of the first things they built in order to test the changes that they were making to the Demon Souls engine, but it was too well built and too well designed that Miyazaki didn't want to drop it. So he put it into the painting as its own little world, and then Priscilla, who was supposed to be the level up waifu of this game, got put into the painting and her lore changed. Which is why, like all future level up waifus, she's got insanely detailed feet. The bone wheels are the people who weren't kind and tried to mess with this land. Good lore. That is good lore. Demo area, correct. She looks a little young for me. I'm not a big fan of how, like, puffy her cheeks are, but I do see why people think she is pretty. I like women with severe faces. Ow! I mean, her entire feet. Yes, her entire fight gimmick is watching her feet. I almost said her entire feet gimmick is watching her fight, and I was like, all right, let's try to get this tail.
I expected as much from thee. Why dost thee hurry toward thine death?
Okay. Okay, instant blood loss is something we're gonna have to deal with. She's over here. Ah, very nice that we instantly stagger her. Give tail. Give fluffy tail. Give fluffy tail. Want tail. Give tail. Need tail. That's gotta be a hit on the tail, right? Ooh, frost. So sad that Priscilla never really comes back in any meaningful way, and I don't think what's-her-face from Dark Souls 3? Yorshka? Yorshka does not count. That is not Priscilla. Give me tail! She can give me tail. You'll see how I get this tail. No blowing kisses. We are not playing. I am trying to kill you. Give tail. Give tail. Fluffy tail. Give tail. Aha! There we go. That's one of my favorite weapons in the series, and I am so sad it never comes back. I adore Priscilla's dagger. It is... I've completed many playthroughs. I don't feel that Yorshka's the same. Bonk. Huh. Can we make the arena stinky? Does that do anything to her? She's got to be somewhere over here, right? That didn't do anything. Oh, hello, ma'am. There she is. Oops, I missed. Oh, whoa, don't just go invisible again. Hello? Ma'am? Priscilla? You like Priscilla's dagger? Wish it wasn't the hardest tail weapon to cut. It's because her tail is so thin. That didn't instantly bleed me. I love seeing how she moves when she's invisible. Does she just kind of like teleport? I've never seen it. There she is. Overhead bonk. European Robin fan, did you ever explain, not saying you would date her because she's not, but you would drink tea with her? It's good. I love that. That's a good modifier. I too would drink tea with Priscilla. There's no in-betweens. That's really funny. So she, like, the attack just comes out and deals damage. Did you ever explain why you didn't like Resident Evil 7? I think Resident Evil 7 is so cool. I like Jack Baker a lot as an antagonist. I'm a big fan of Jack Baker as an antagonist. And I really like the DLC where you play as his brother and you just punch all the zombies to death with your fists. That's so cool. Good game. Nobody is your type! You can like something without being sexually attracted to any of the characters! Can I say that? Is that allowed on my own channel? On my own stream? Is that a hot take?
But why? What's it?
Canonically, Priscilla does not die here. There's gotta be some scrungly weirdo in it. You might like one of them molded. You might like one of them molded. There's gotta be some scrungly weirdo in it that you would enjoy. It also has romantic attraction, not all is sexual. Yes, but you don't need to be romantically attracted to any of the characters to like something either. You can absolutely enjoy a piece of media that wasn't built for this sense of attraction. Xanthos set, Xanthos set. Xanthos set, Xanthos set. I love... You can see the top of the hat poking above the equip screen. Oh. Which obscures my screen more? My stupid hammer or my stupid hat? I'm also... Everybody should be romantically attracted to grape juice. My hat is bigger than my hammer, which is a feat. It is a feat in of itself. Sexually too? Well, that might be a little bit too much. You know, she's a week old. So you're gonna have to be careful with that. I don't know what the laws are like over there in Denmark, but over here we have a couple rules about that kind of thing. I like this hat too. It's very silly. I am very sad no hat gets to this level of silly in the FromSoft games. They bring the Xanthos set back, but it never gets this gorgeous. It never gets this beautiful. This is the pinnacle of Xanthos. This is where they peaked as Xanthos crowners. We never get this Xanthos again. Almost there to one-handing the hammer. You like old men. If only this game had the Demon Souls headbutt. You can do the egg kick, if that makes you feel better. We love an egg kick. Might be a tad too young. I thought Europeans were into that. I thought that was a European thing. You like old... Well, I'm surprised you don't like Jack Baker. I'm really surprised you don't like Jack Baker. Welcome to the family, son. I'm really surprised you don't like Jack Baker. Or Lucas. I'm surprised you don't like Lucas. Lucas is awful. My 100% had an egghead run. It was funny. That's awesome. I really like the idea of doing an egghead run, but I hate the idea of getting eggheaded. I just don't like the idea of being grabbed and having parasites implanted in my body. It rubs me the wrong way. I mean, it probably should rub most people the wrong way, but that really, like, that kind of gets at me. Alright. They are slowly dying. The phalanx are slowly dying. And my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it grow, let it grow. Never mind, never mind. My guy, the US, literally, yeah, but do as I say, not as I do. Where is he from? Found him. You ask a dumb question. You may ask a dumb question. You may ask a dumb question. But you can't get mad if I have a dumb answer. You may ask if a dumb question if you don't mind a dumb answer. First time getting auto-modded. I don't mind it at all. I do not mind it at all. I was gonna allow it anyways, because, like, glass houses throw stones. I threw a boulder. That was my fault. That was my fault. I walked into that one. I love my auto-mod. It gets the weirdest things. Okay, let's see if my hypothesis was correct. That the guy gets poisoned because his model is somewhere near the phalanxes. These little hollows do a lot of damage. I asked him where he's from, even though he said Resident Evil 7. Yes, he is. But he's not pizened! He's not pizened! So I have no clue how he got pizened! Where did you get pizened, good sir? Where did you receive your pizening? Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. I'm apparently in a Christmas music mood. I apologize about that. It is June. I don't know why I'm in a Christmas music mood. But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Does everybody feel festive for the holidays? Maybe just caught a cold last time, ate some bad food. You sneeze again? Bless you. Bless you. Yeah, I'm like, I don't see how there's no one in Resident Evil 7 that makes you go, wait a second. Wait a second. That guy's kind of like, you know. Plus, you're sick of Christmas music? I love Christmas music. When I used to sing at my church job, I really loved Christmas time. God, that's stupid hat. I love the musical sting as you jump off. That's very nice. Very good musical sting. Homeward boneward. So you can homeward your bone. Because they don't want you to get stuck in anal rodeo. Nope. Don't do it. The medium roll is kind of rough, chat. The medium roll is not ideal. Does this set give any poise? No, it does not. This is a poiseless set. Oh my god! How much damage did that backstab do? Basically 299 damage. It did 299 damage. I'd completely forgotten the sound effect when you jump off. Yeah. They're like, it's gonna be scary. It's scary when you jump off. It's scary. It's like, whoa, I can't believe my character just did that. Did they just jump to their death? Oh my god, my souls. My humanity. Why did they do that? It's scary. Don't you feel scared? Ow. That is a dangerous throwing knife. God bless. That hurts. You don't find both of them good looking? Interesting. That is interesting to me. That is fascinating to me. I feel like they would be right up your alley. Especially Lucas. Lucas is he is a whole guy. He is the worst. I have a friend who could do a really convincing cosplay of Chris Redfield. And I want him to do so. I think he would be really good as Chris Redfield. I feel like that's fun. I don't think I could ever do a cosplay. I don't know what character I would cosplay. Sometimes I think about it, and I'm like, oh, that would be fun to go to a convention and cosplay. And then, no. No. I mean, I could do an easy cosplay. I remember the one time I went to Comic-Con, I went with my dear friend who, I don't remember why he gave me the ticket, but he did. I met Michael Rooker there. Anybody know Michael Rooker? He, that might unironically be the dumbest thing in this game, that sound effect. I love it, because I feel like they thought it was awesome. I feel like they thought it was the coolest thing in the planet. But, I remember there was, while we were waiting to get in and get our tickets looked at and all that stuff, there was a girl right behind me who was dressed as a Vulcan from Star Trek. So she had the Star Trek, like, shirt, and then she had elf ears. And it's like, there you go. There you go. I guess they were Vulcan ears. My bad. My bad. They were Vulcan ears, not elf ears. I bet I could get into a lot of trouble if I said that. I didn't watch Star Trek. I don't watch Star Trek. I never watched Star Trek. I don't find it that interesting. My bad. Dark Moon Seance ring. You feel sick, so you're not as chaotic too? Well, I'm sorry that you feel bad. It seems to, like, there's a lot of stuff that's going around. Yours?
This is the tomb of the great Lord Gwyn.
Vulcans aren't fruity enough to be elves.
If thou art a true disciple of the dark sun,
That feels right.
cast aside thine ire. Hear the voice of myself, Gwendolyn, and kneel before me.
Gwendolyn, there are a lot of people who would want to kneel before you. There are a lot of people who want to kneel before you.
Thou hast journeyed far. Hear my voice. If thou shalt swear by the covenant to become a shadow of Father Gwyn and Sister Guinevere, a blade that shall hunt the foes of our lords, then I shall protect thee, safeguarding thy person with the power of the dark moon.
Cool. Gwendolyn's why this game is woke. Is that true? On the woke game tracker? On the woke game tracker?
Very well. Now thou art a blade of the dark moon, hunteth the enemies of the lords by the power of the dark sun.
I think so, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting that Gwendolyn is the reason why this game is woke, but I am not surprised. I am not surprised in the slightest. Guys, I really don't like medium rolling. Is the helmet that heavy? It is. It is that heavy. I'm a little bit heartbroken about that, I must say. And you can't do the flip roll with it used to be that you could flip under 50%. Very busted. Glad they changed it because it wasn't healthy. Alright, we're going back to the Mask of the Child so that I can have my freaking fast roll. Flip Havel. 99 endurance. I do need to level endurance a little bit more, but the problem is I need a lot of souls for a lot of things. I need a lot of souls for a lot of things. And one of the things I need to level up is my pyromancy hand. I don't know how disorienting that would feel to go on that elevator and spin all the way up. That probably wouldn't feel great. That'd probably be something. Just farm the painted world 20 hours straight? Yeah, I guess we could do that. Yeah, that's a good use of our time, isn't that right, guys? You'd love to watch that? That's good content. Itchy bird? I'm sorry, you're itchy. That's good content. Everybody would just want to watch me, oh. They tried to do the cool spear cross thing that people do in the movies, where they don't let you into the room because they cross their spears. You ever just want to cross your spear with your homie? To deny someone entrance to a grand room? The masculine urge to cross spears with your homie? Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I want to go up. Chat, how do we feel about vampires? I'm thinking about vampires right now. There's been a lot of vampire content in my life as of late. How do we feel about vampires? Vampires are a pretty hot button loaded topic. Hey, big lady. You're fired. She's hot. I think your desire to be a gatekeeper who
tarnishes the godmother's image. I am Gwendolyn, and thy transgression shall not go unpunished. Thou shalt perish in the twilight of Anor Londo.
Oh no! She wasn't real. She was a projection of our desires. A falsehood. A fake lady. Don't worry, Jake. She wasn't real in the first place. I think you deserve... Twilight? Twilight? Whoa! You learned the hard way. You have a slow metabolism for caffeine. Does caffeine make you wired or does caffeine make you tired? Did you just kill the waifu? Wait, you just came back? Yeah, she's... Well, I mean, she wasn't there in the first place. I killed an image of the waifu. What's that thing? What's that thing? What's that thing? What's that thing? It's like the mental image of something. A tulpa, right? Am I using tulpa correctly? I think Inthafin has explained what a tulpa is to me like 9 times. Turned off biglady.jpg. No parrying, no parrying. I didn't know you could parry. Get stinky, get stinky, get stinky, get stinky. No, go back into the cloud. I want them to get stinky. Poison is so bad. Poison is so bad. Are you calling Gwendolyn a tulpa? I think you have to know her ahead of time. So that was an illusion that someone else made. Yes. I wonder who made a tulpa of Guinevere. Who would benefit of having a tulpa of Guinevere? If you want, Ornstein is also an illusion. Yeah, that is true. It's only Smo is here. Only Smo is the Smo is the last knight of Anor Londo who remains. Because Ornstein leaves. Which is why you find his armor in Dark Souls 3. But Ornstein hurts you? Yep, and you can kill Guinevere. You know who else are illusions? All the Batwing demons, and all the... Well, not all the Batwing demons, but all of the giant sentinels, all of those giant knights, illusions. They're fake. They're not real. Victor from Underworld is your favorite vampire? Well, all of Anor Londo is Wendolin's Mind Palace, so the tulpas have hands. These tulpas got hands! I'm using tulpa correctly, right? Like, I'm using tulpa right there. I wonder who is creating the illusion of Anor Londo. We can't have the reality of Anor Londo going dark now, could we? Hello, it's the Dark Moon Knightess. I hope I gave her my other... Yeah, I gave her my other Estus Flask. I don't think so. Tulpas are only internal. Other people don't see them. Darn it! I thought I got it right that time.
So it was you, was it? How dare you produce a blade upon a deity? How did you ever get this?
Why is my poison mist... like, my poison mist is gray out here? God, poison mist is so bad, chat. Poison mist is so bad. Oh, no. Was that a medium roll or a fat roll, girly? Are you fat rolling? Ma'am, are you fat rolling? Please don't block with the parrying dagger. You're so much better than that. Ma'am. Oh, no! She's fat rolling. Ma'am.
How? This...
Oh, that's rough.
is a threat.
Yeah, that's why Anor Londo is Gwendolyn's headspace. Ah. When he said hot vampires, someone suggested Edward Cullen. You don't like Edward? Some people are into Edward. Edward is a very Mormon hot vampire. Edward is a very Mormon hot vampire. So if you're not into Mormon hot vampires, you're not into Edward Cullen. You love the brass set so much. The brass set is very nice. The brass set is lovely. I don't like the way it flares out at the waist. I wish it had a little bit more of a snatched waist, but that's just me. That's just me. I like the shape of the helmet a lot. But Edward is basic. Edward can be basic. Basic things are basic because they are loved by many. This is simply the facts. Basic things are not necessarily evil. You can be an enemy of the basic, but the basic is basic because it is loved by many. Alright. Yeah, pyromancy's not going to help us much anyways. The hottest vampire is Vlad von Karstein. This is correct. Him and his wife are the hottest vampires in existence. Him and his wife are the hottest vampires in existence. IMO.
Heretic. First thou offendeth the godmother, and now thou see fit to trample upon the tomb of the great.
Oh, dialogue changed because we killed Guinevere first.
I am the dark sun, Gwendolyn. Let the atonement for thy felonies commence.
Guys, I committed felonies? These are felony charges? I'm going to federal prison? Okay. Grape Juice is now a federal prison, or has committed federal crimes. Felonies. She is no longer liable to own firearms in the United States of America! Took a quick sippy. Don't move! Sedge. Sedge. Cool bow. Wish it worked like that and when you had it. Oh! That was rough. Like, good damage. Good damage. I think everyone's committed at least one crime. There are so many laws on the books nowadays in every developed country that I think everyone has unknowingly committed at least one crime, whether it be misdemeanor or felony. Isn't, like, removing a tag off of a mattress a felony? I don't remember if it's a felony charge or a misdemeanor charge. Is all of this optional, or do you have to do this thing and make the whole place at you? This is entirely optional. This is an optional boss. This is an optional action that I am taking because I want to show you what happens when I do. Who's the cat that committed every human crime? The Cat in the Hat? I don't know. Who's the cat that loves to play bing bong, bing bong? Is this a trivia question? Am I Jeopardy right now? So what do I do? I'm worried. Nothing. They can't get you for it. What's your favorite crime? That's a good question, actually. Like, on the books? Any of those ridiculous crimes.
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
Gwendolyn also does it canonically, downloading a car. McCavity, McCavity. Oh, McCavity the ginger cat? Committed every human crime? I didn't pay attention to that! What do you mean McCavity picked every... Okay. If we're gonna say what's my favorite crime, I think, honestly, I would go for arson. I think arson is a really funny crime. Not when it ends up in, like, death, but property damage is always a little bit funny to me. It's always a little bit funny to me. Oh, nothing in there. Okay, empty chest. This is Gwyn's dead body. Or so we think. Sunlight blade. And the brass set. The brass set. I think arson is one of my favorite crimes because I think setting things on fire is funny. Your favorite crime? You don't know? I have a couple of least favorite crimes. I think there are some crimes that are just like, you shouldn't do. At all, ever, for any reason. But there are some crimes where you're like, yeah, I could see why you would be persuaded to commit yourself to such a course. Least favorite crime? Probably anything that has to do with, like, sexual assault. If we're gonna be honest, if we're gonna go there, that is anything to do with that is probably my least favorite crime. Because it's just so pointless. Right? There's no instance in which you could explain why you did it. Other than simple desire to harm or dominate another person. It is simply an evil act. Any form like that. I cannot find Like, because it's the idea of, you know, your existence is illegal depending on the country. Incredibly correct! And at that point, it is simply moral to break the law. Legality is not morality. There are plenty of laws on the book that I would define as immoral. However, there are some laws that you absolutely should not break no matter what. Your favorite crime is petty theft? That's... What defines a petty theft? What counts as petty theft? And well, okay, well, so is grand larceny a form of theft? Like, or is grand larceny something to do with money? Where does it go? Where does it go? Where does the crime... Okay, so because there's many different types of theft, right? When does petty theft become theft? I know... What makes someone a burglar? How is regular larceny for me? Thanks. Okay, whatever. But, like... no thanks. I'm full. Just some regular larceny would be fine. Because, like, Grand Theft Auto is stealing a car while somebody is in it, isn't it? Is that what Grand Theft Auto's definition is by the law? You, like, hijack a vehicle? I don't know. I don't know how it works, chat. I'm a little bit confused, I must admit. I think we're actually going to do New Londo first. I think New Londo would be a good first. New Londo would be pretty good to do first. No, Grand Theft Auto is a video game, but that's a common mix-up. Shut up! How could you? Well, I can't go anywhere anyways. I should have fast-traveled out, But we can just go the other way. We're fine. We're fine. We're good for a little walk, chat. We can take a little walk. Whack. We can take a little walk. I don't know a lot of the legal definitions of crimes. I know mayhem is dismemberment, but dismemberment is if you are dismembering a corpse, that is desecration. If you are dismembering a living person, that is mayhem. And I really do like that definition of mayhem. You're still stuck on vampires, specifically your favorite one, Victor? Victor, I've never seen the Underworld series. You know, speaking of vampires, I tried to play Vampire the Masquerade. I did not give it its fair shake. I should probably have... I should probably retry Vampire the Masquerade at some time. What is everybody's favorite Vampire the Masquerade bloodline? You remember loving Underworld as a kiddo? Is Underworld... Okay, no. Is the Resident Evil movies or the Underworld movies where the guy wrote for his wife, but then they got divorced and the movie series fell apart because he wasn't making them for his wife anymore? What about undismemberment, where you give someone new limbs? Is that illegal? I do believe that grafting new limbs onto another person while they are still alive is illegal. I just don't know what the actual charge would be. Probably a form of mutilation, but I don't know that. I feel like that would be illegal. I don't know under what law. It feels like that wouldn't be okay. I hope that's not okay. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure that has to be a crime in some sense of the word. I don't know what the sentence would be. Which is the one? Is it Resident Evil or Underworld that has Kate Beckinsale? Or is it neither of them? I haven't seen them. I haven't seen either of them, so I don't know which one is which. I don't know. Uh-oh. Where's the crestfallen warrior? And who is this?
Well, Fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above.
You're shaking like
I am
crazy.
grateful.
Do you need to go to
No,
bed?
I
Do you
was
need to drink
thinking
some water and
to
go to
visit
bed?
The old fortress. But
I'm
that's
sorry if you're not
no
feeling well. I don't want you to be in danger.
Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely.
That's Underworld?
coincidence.
Kate Beckinsale is Underworld?
And I fought
Okay, cool.
this.
That's the one that was written for her then.
Thanks you sincerely. Please,
You just crush on her badly? She's very
as a
pretty.
token of my gratitude.
Oh, we're going to watch Underworld so you can see your beloved.
There you are.
You have
I'm
many
looking down
beloveds.
below shore. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries.
Emit Force is one of my
This
favorite
is my
miracles.
life. I'm prepared for the worst.
I'm a big fan of miracles in the Souls games. I'm a big faith build fanatic. In any game where a faith build appears, I'm a big fan of faith builds. Dead. Guys, I made a mistake. You know that Firekeeper soul I got from Lautrec? I might have used it. Maybe. I might have used it a little bit, guys. Yeah, rip Anastasia! Spaghetti-O! I made a mistake! Okay, so we're gonna have to do this the long way. We're gonna have to do this the long way. If we're gonna do New Londo first, we're gonna have to do this the long way. I have a tendency to do that because I forget there isn't a Firekeeper soul in Anor Londo unless you kill the Firekeeper or you kill Lautrec and get Anastasia's soul. Is your favorite emoji? What heart is that? Is that like a realistic heart? I got my ticket for the long way round. The one with the prettiest of views. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, it's got sights to give you shivers, but it sure would be prettier with you. That song, okay, Pitch Perfect was really big when I was in middle school, like the beginning of middle school. And that song with the cups and the everything, every girl in class was super into the Anna Kendrick When I'm Gone cup version. And everybody had to perform it. I think at one of my middle school concerts, is it a crime to eat someone's soul instead of using it to res them, or is it just a dick move? I think it is a dick move. If we're gonna define it, I think it is a dick move. It's a real heart, an anatomical heart. It is an anatomical heart. I really liked the song too. And I remember one time I was singing along in choir class and one of the girls looked at me and was like, "Why are you singing this song?" And I was like, "I didn't know it was gendered." I did not know that singing the song was gendered. That's my bad. That's my bad. But I was thinking about it the other night because I saw a Gargura meme. Does anybody know Gargura? Are we fans of Gargura in chat? I don't watch a lot of HoloLive, like, at all, but I am familiar with its operations because I am interested in the history of VTubing. And Gargura is kind of an important figure in VTubing history. No stinky boy is allowed to touch the hallowed sanctity that is the cup song. So it seems! I did not know this was the rules. I didn't know this was the rules. I apologize. Sacred ground. But she's a shark VTuber, or was a shark VTuber. But she died. She is dead. Bye, everybody. She's not really dead. I should preface that. She did not actually pass away. She is still walking amongst us, some say.
My prayers did them no good. It is my ignorance, my frailty that has sealed their fates. Perhaps Petrus realized my weakness.
Gura died, not the actress. Yep.
And thus made the decision to abandon me. I can hardly blame him now. Vince and Nico were...
So, the thing that I found was a video, that was a tribute to Gargura that came out like a year after her graduation. And it was her singing that song, the Cup song. And I was like, oh, dang, I actually really like that song. Where did that song come from? Because it is called When I'm Gone Cup version. And I was like, that means that there is probably a version that is not When I'm Gone Cup version. And it took me on a rabbit hole. There were quite a few When I'm Gones. There's quite a few of them. But the original, the one that's like the first Cup version, came out in 2009? I'm gonna actually look it up again so that I can get my facts straight. When I'm Gone Cup version. And I felt so bad when I looked it up. Okay. In 2009, the band Lulu and the Lampshades combined the song When I'm Gone with a common children's game known as the Cup Game, in which cups are tapped and hit on a table to create a distinct rhythm. This created the modern version of the song known as Cups When I'm Gone, or alternatively, When I'm Gone, Cups. So you get to choose Cups When I'm Gone, or When I'm Gone, Cups. In 2011, Anna Burden uploaded a version of the song on YouTube that went viral, and then in 2012, the film Pitch Perfect included a rendition of the song sung by Anna Kendrick, based on Burden's version. Kendrick's version was released on the film's soundtrack, and in 2013 became a charting hit in the United States as well as on other charts. It also served as the official song of the 2013 CONCACAF Gold Cup. And it's based off of When I'm Gone, also known by its longer title, You're Gonna Miss Me When I'm Gone, is a popular song recorded in 1931 by the Carter family and credited at the time to A.P. Carter. In 1931! The Lulu and the Lampshades are a British band known for their effects-heavy psychedelic alternative rock. And in 2009, they decided to combine the two songs. Ads cut me off in a funny way. Sorry to everyone who has ads. I'm going on a rant. It was in 2009 they decided to combine the song with Cups. And it became a smash hit. And I feel so bad for Anna Burden. I feel so bad for Anna Burden that her version went viral on YouTube. But because Anna Kendrick sang it a year later for a smash hit movie, it was Anna Kendrick that charted tops. Tops charted. What the frick? And then... Yep, 1931. 1931 was when I'm Gone by the Carter family came out. Which means that When I'm Gone Cups technically is almost 100 years old. So take that as you will. Take that as you will. The original version is much more dour. It's not as fun as the Cup song version, and also it has that like religious element that a lot of like 1930s music has. It sounds exactly like something you would hear in Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and I'm really surprised it's not in Oh Brother Where Art Thou, actually, because it matches the feeling of that movie really well. I recommend listening to the original version. I think the Cup song version is more fun, but the original version is still really good. How many people love Oh Brother Where Art Thou? Do we like Oh Brother Where Art Thou in chat? I'm a big fan of Oh Brother Where Art Thou. That's a fun movie. It has good, it has really good performances in it. Is George Clooney good? I know that Brad Pitt is like a family abuser. Is George Clooney any good? I don't know enough about him to decide either way. Hello, welcome back. I just got finished talking about the Cup song. I was talking about how When I'm Gone is almost 100 years old, and that it really does feel like something you would hear in Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Good movie. You don't know it, it's a good movie. It is a good movie. You feel like an idiot. No, no, no. It is okay to not know things that I know. I have a wide knowledge base of esoteric and bizarre, maybe even arcane sources. Oh Brother Where Art Thou is just a good movie that's set during the Great Depression, and it's based off of the Odyssey. It is based upon... You don't know anything about George Clooney in the current meta? Yeah, how much of... Is George Clooney a meta actor? I don't think he's a meta actor anymore. Him, like, to me, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Chris Pine all occupy the kind of the same space. And I don't know how true that is, but they occupy a similar space in my brain. George Clooney, Chris Pine, and Brad Pitt. Which is why I brought up Brad Pitt when I started thinking about George Clooney, because they're all similar men in my head. Brad Pitt was in World War Z, though. How are we feeling about World War Z? I watched World War Z in high school in my biology class. And I think my biology teacher just wanted to watch a cool zombie movie. Ah, the Clooney Pine Pit. Yes. Everybody loves the Clooney Pine Pit. We're all big fans of the Clooney Pine Pit. I do love the idea of, like, certain actors being meta, though. It's kind of true, isn't it? Like, there are certain actors who are meta, and that's why Chris Pratt was in everything, and that's why Tom Holland was in everything. They were meta actors. Zendaya. Zendaya is Michi. LeBron James is Gwangi. Danny DeVito is Dorgal. You know what I mean? You didn't watch it? World War Z? That's okay, you're not missing out much. It's not a great movie. It's fun. There's a very shoehorned Pepsi ad, and I really like that. That's really funny. And also, they made the strange choice to show that when Palestinians and Israelis get together, they get destroyed by a force of nature. And I don't know what they meant by that. Game was better. Game is so much better. I actually really like the World War Z game. I'm a big fan of the World War Z game. It's a good horde shooter. Also, look who hollowed. Look who hollowed. It's the Crestfallen Warrior. He's a hollow now. Oh! He just styled on me. Whoa! That was awesome. he gave me one last really good hit. Wow. Hey, is hollowing an Amazing Digital Circus reference? When you hollow, are you just abstracting? Is it an Amazing Digital Circus reference? Miyazaki, you sly dog. Am I gonna make people mad with that? Is that a rage bait? Am I rage baiting? Dark Souls and the Amazing Digital Circus are actually the same. They're the same IP. I killed that ghost. I killed that which is dead. I'm gonna need, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? Danny DeVito is Dorgo. That guy's really funny. The guy who made that video. I really like that video. And Zendaya's Michi. LeBron James is Gwangi. He's a... What else did he do? He was a big Vine guy. Dick Cheney, something the Iraq War. American politics has no Dick Cheneys. They're all gone. They're all gone. Dark Souls is a believable adventure that Kane would make everyone go on. I'd watch that. That sounds awesome. I'd watch the bejesus out of that. Contraption does not move. Same. You need poise to deal with these guys. Also, the Havel armor just makes you, like, nearly invincible. Nope, nope. I don't mean to kick, but I do it often. Yeah. Who's doing that? Oh, I couldn't see this ghost here. Ghost was hard to see. Child Havel soon. Havel should have children. Do we all consider the little rocks to be Havel's children? Child Havel, son of Giant Dad. Havel Moms. Havel Moms. I kind of wish I got the Mask of the Mother. I think that's my favorite mask. I love the 10% health increase. I think it's a 10% health increase. I might be wrong. Sorry, ma'am. Didn't mean to scare you. But O Brother Where Art Thou, I highly recommend if you haven't seen it. I'm still stuck on the movie. I really like the soundtrack. I really like the soundtrack. It's a very good showcase of American music of the time. And I'm a big fan of American music. Good movie. Amen. I'm a big fan of American music. I really like all the music in BioShock Infinite, actually. And that was one of my favorite things about the music in BioShock Infinite. Very good showcase of American music at the time. And I think a lot of people don't recognize how much American music they actually know. Ow, 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 ow. If you've ever heard of ragtime, that's American music. If you ever heard Irving Berlin, ever heard Stephen Foster, what's his name? Symphony for the Common Man. I can't remember his name right now. Aaron Copland. Aaron Copland is another big American composer. It has a frog. We thought you was a toad. Yep. Good. Good reference. Havel makes this part very easy. Havel Monster makes this part very easy. I had to sing a lot of, or I didn't have to. I specifically chose to sing a lot of Aaron Copland. And,
Well, this is a surprise. I get few visitors, save for ghosts. You have the Lord Vessel. Very impressive.
Thank you.
I
I'm an
know
impressive
exactly
person.
what your intentions are. You seek the four kings, whom I guard.
You love
over.
speedrunning to New Londo,
This
silly?
is the key to the seal.
I think
The
it's
four
not entirely
kings
intentional.
in
It's a
deepest
side effect of him
chamber
having
of
to
the
drop the
woods.
key of the seal,
Use
isn't
this
it?
key to break the seal and open the floodgates. Oh, and do not forget, the dark wraiths reside in a dark void called the Abyss.
The
But the
Abyss.
Abyss is no place for ordinary mortals. Although, long ago, the knight Artorias traversed the Abyss. If you can find him and learn from him, the Abyss may prove surmountable.
We'll see. We'll see. I haven't talked to, I have yet to talk to Frampt. So if I have never interacted with Frampt nor laid down the Lord Vessel, I might get Koth. So, I don't know. I don't know. One of my favorite things one of my favorite songs that I sang by Aaron Copland was the Dodger. I really liked that song. And fun fact about the Dodger was a banned song. It was banned in the United States for implying that priests and politicians are corrupt. And I think that that is very funny. Because it goes, the gambler's a Dodger, he's a well-known Dodger. Yes, the gambler's a Dodger, and I'm a Dodger too. And then it gets compared to later on, it goes, the preacher is a Dodger, yes, a well-known Dodger. Yes, the preacher is a Dodger, and I'm a Dodger too. And then the candidate's a Dodger, he's a well-known Dodger. He'll meet you and treat you and ask you for your vote. But watch out, boys, he's a dodging for a note. Yes, we're all dodging. So, I really like that. I think the idea of banning the song... Yep, I agree. Aaron Copland was also gay, if I remember correctly. And I think he was Jewish American. So my man was having it rough. He was playing America on hard mode. But he still loved the country, and he still made a lot of music for it. And I can't think of anything more American than that. Happy Pride. Happy Pride. I'm pretty sure he was gay. Pretty sure. I remember doing a lot of research on Aaron Copland, because one of the things he had to do at recitals was talk about the composer, talk about the piece. Another one that I did by Aaron Copland was Ching-a-Ring Chaw, which I think is one of the most American pieces that I probably ever performed. Ching-a-ring-a-ring, ching-ching. Ho-a-ding-a-ding, kum-laki. Ching-a-ring-a-ring, ching-ching. Ho-a-ding, kum-laki. Brothers gather round. Listen to this story about the promised land and the promised glory. It's based off a spiritual, I believe, or it's in the spiritual tradition, which spirituals are incredibly American music. That is one of the most American art forms there is, spirituals. Pretty sure. I'm gonna fact check myself. Was Aaron Copland gay? I want to make sure that I'm not making that up. Ah, he had affairs with various male artists, musicians, and dancers. He was gay. He had affairs with multiple artists and dancers. Good for him. Good for him. Happy Pride, everybody. Support your gay artists and musicians. You love spirituals? I'm a big fan of them too, but I always had to sing them. And I don't know, it's not my story, you know? I always felt a little disingenuous because it's like, it's not my... They're very common for bass singers to sing, but they're not my liberation story. You know what I mean? I am very much a white person. So, like, singing about wanting to be free from slavery and breaking my chains is like, guys, it ain't me. It ain't me. You know, like, I don't know about that. I don't know about the optics. You always had to sing art songs in opera. I was a big fan of art songs. One of my favorites was Brahms. I think it was Brahms. It was, like, op number 38. I don't remember exactly the number of it, but it was Sonntag. I freaking adored that song. I loved singing in German. I loved singing in French. I loved singing in Spanish. I didn't really care for singing in Italian, but I would do it. But I loved Sonntag. So hab ich doch die ganze Woche mein feines Liebchen nicht again. Ich sah es in einem Sonntag wohl vor der Tür stehen. I bet some German people probably lost their minds. They're like, oh my gosh, that was horrible. I liked opera too, though. I did a couple of Mozart operas. Not like fully. I sang songs from them. I did oratorios, though. Those were cool. Did Handel's Messiah. Still mad you were forced to give up Down by the Sally Gardens in favor of Stinky. Tulo Sai? Yeah, no, I had to do Tulo Sai. I butchered Tulo Sai. I think that is my worst performance I have ever gave. My performance of Tulo Sai was straight up bad. Tulo Sai, mi fai languir. Tulo Sai. Like, I was not good at it. And I just got the rhythm straight up wrong. I did it wrong. I think I got a 3 at contest for that. I don't know how Down by the Sally Gardens go, though. I mostly, when I chose my songs to sing for recital, I would choose, like, specific composers that I liked. So a lot of the times it was Gabriel Fauré and Aaron Copland. Those were the people. I would get a lot of Mark Hayes, but I think that's because Mark Hayes is like the most prolific spiritual setter in modern history. How dare they still live? How dare they still live? Oh, Dark Wraith. Did you guys see that Dark Wraith? Dark Wraith. The only performance at a solo and song contest that I have ever gotten that wasn't in a full choir was we did a men's group of What Shall We Do with a Drunken Sailor. And that was awesome. That was so much fun. There was like 11 of us. It felt so good. There is very few things in the world as magical as getting a ensemble piece together and putting together like multiple parts and making it sound good. Very magical feeling. Very magical feeling. And one of my most treasured experiences was being able to put on Gabriel Faure's Requiem. It was literally my freshman year of college, and we performed. It was supposedly too high for you. Maybe it wouldn't have been required to directly help me learn how to use my upper range, instead it just expected me to know how intrinsically I can hit all those notes now after having voice teachers who actually helped you. So screw you, high school choir teacher. Amen! Yeah, you gotta be able to work with the voices you got, right? And a lot of people just don't care to. They don't want to learn how to work with bass or treble voices, right? Bass clef voices are usually just left in the dirt. Nobody knows how to work with them, and that is sad! They should be able to work with them. Take the effort to learn it. Especially if you're going to be a voice teacher. But we got to perform Gabriel Faure's Requiem. It was a magical experience where we all came together. And there was an organ. There was string instruments. It was the first time I ever got to perform with like an orchestral ensemble. And the solo pieces, it's so sad because I remember the choir director being like, yeah, we're probably not going to have auditions for the bass soloist because I don't think any of you have a voice that can do it. And I was like, give me a chance. Put me in, coach. Get me off the bench. I can try. I think if it was like 4 years later, he would have been, yeah, you could probably do it. I don't know, actually. I don't know if he would have let me do it in my senior year. But because I was a little freshman and he didn't know me, he wasn't going to let me try out for it. But I'm pretty sure I could have pulled it off. I still remember it. It was the Liberame. Liberame Domine in mortem aeternam. I could have pulled it off, I swear. I could have gotten it! Put me in, coach! But, they had one of the bass baritones are just yes. I swing wildly between loving and hating my range. I do. I really wish I had a better upper range. And sometimes I'm like, I wish I could full send it to be a bass. I hate that I'm kind of straddling the line in the center sometimes. There's not a lot of love for a baritone, but I'm glad that you enjoy them. But I really... The senior who got the Pie Jesu Domine soprano solo, I had such a talent crush on her. I thought she was amazing. She is amazing. Still is. She sings in New York now. And I'm very excited for her that she gets to do that. But I was like, the first time I heard her sing, I was like, oh my god. Instant talent crush. Die. Please? Ow. Guys, we might just be a Havel monster for the rest of the game. We might just be a Havel monster. I forgot how much I love poise. Can I take the Liberame Domine in mortem aeternam. But I don't know what other ring I'd wear. Ring of Chloranthy? More stamina regen? In dia illa tremenda. Ah! Yes, indeed. Guys? Are we gonna fap? Should we begin fapping? You mean you spend most of your efforts in practice and training these days to make any singing voice something I don't have hearing. Voice dysphoria has hands. Amen. Voice training. I'm sure there are people who are like actually trained to voice train others. The 11th Brother has a bass baritone voice. You love it? Oh, more Star Wars. More Star Wars. I wish I could voice a Star Wars Blorbo. I'd love voicing a Star Wars Blorbo. Oh, you know what I can do? You know what I can do? You know what I can do? All right, you guys have 1 minute. Savage Opress? Savage Opress, is he Basie? Is he... You know what we should do? You gotta answer. You gotta answer. You're gonna decide the fate of the channel. You gotta answer. You got 1 minute. You got 1 minute to answer. I didn't really care for Savage Opress as a character. I thought he was a little on the nose. I'm also just tired of Darth Maul. You know what I mean? I am tired of Darth Maul. He was never my Blorbo. Savage is a hot man. He's fine. He's fine. He gets killed in a great way. Yes, I love that scene with Palpatine. I love that scene with Palpatine. That is one of my favorite scenes. That is one of my favorite scenes. I love that scene with Palpatine. I love that scene with Palpatine. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people love Maul. Maul is incredible. Oh, sorry, guys. We gotta do it. Ah, yes. We have begun to fap. Ah! Apple fap. The thing is that Anastasia died for a good cause. Okay, guys. This is why I hate Drakes. This is why I hate Drakes. Drake from Drake and Josh. Oh, 2 for 1, 2 for 1, 2 for 1! Very nice. Very nice. I love democracy. I love how much Ian McDiarmid loves his role as Palpatine. Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine is having so much fun playing that character, and I love how much he loves that character. I'm so glad that he enjoys this series as much as he does, because a lot of people who do Star Wars do not like Star Wars. They do not have fond memories of Star Wars. The only person who's having fun is Ian McDiarmid, who loves Star Wars. Can you... I don't feel like the Valley of Drake's bonfire is fast travelable, right? The Valley of Drake's bonfire is not fast travelable. Am I wrong about that? Nope. Okay. You're not a fan of Palpatine. He isn't your type. You can be a fan of someone without them being your type. This is okay. You don't have to be attracted to someone romantically or otherwise for them to still be a good character. You don't like him, but he's so good. He's a great character. How many times have we leveled up this bonfire? You never liked him anyways? Okay. I like Palpatine, and that's what matters. This is my channel, and I get to choose. Yeah, I think we're gonna kill 4 kings tonight. I think 4 kings... Poopy teen. Whoa! Whoa! I think there's hate speech in my chat about the Emperor of the Empire. Whoa! I cannot believe I have witnessed with mine own eyes, something so horrible said about our Emperor. By the way, the Death Troopers are on the way to your address as we speak. Okay? You're gonna have to deal with that. You're gonna have to deal with that nonsense. By the way, without Palpatine, there would be no Vader, and no Vader, no Inquisitors. That's true. That's true. Without Vader, there's no Inquisitors, and without Palpatine, there's no Vader. So you do owe something to Palpatine. You do owe something to Palpatine. Die, Dark Wraith. You are nothing to me. Die, Dark Wraith. You are nothing to me. I get to play a villain in my latest show, and I am very excited about that fact. I'm actually playing two characters that I usually don't get to play. I'm playing like a neurotic, comedic character, and then I'm playing a villain. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let's see what I can do, baby. The best Star Wars Blorbos are the friends we made along the way, sure. Whatever you say. I do like the idea of being able to play characters that I don't typically get to play. I like playing against type. Villains especially, I love hamming it up as a villain. I love getting to ham it up as a villain. It is not a very common role for me. Ew. Hey, it's these guys. I think they're called Masses of Souls. They're not a very common enemy. Are you weak to fire? Not as weak to fire as you are to my hammer. Not as weak to fire as you are to my hammer. No, not Poison Mist! It's not gonna affect him! Guys, you gotta tell me to take Poison Mist off my bar. You never get to play villains. Womp, womp. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. That's what I was, too. And then now I get to play villains. Well, one villain. So we'll see. We'll see. I think people are realizing that I have versatility. I am what they call a character actor. You give me a character and I will play it. Doesn't matter what it is, I will do my best. Don't do it. You don't think you're fit to play a villain, honestly? Yeah, I mean, it's a certain, like, it's a certain style of character, right? You gotta fill the stage, you gotta be imposing, you gotta have presence. Depending on the type of villain. Depending on the type of villain. But I think it was so funny because I didn't want to be double booked, right? I did not want to be in two shows at once. I specifically told them, I was like, hey, I'm in a different show. And they're like, first of all, the director of your other show is in this show. And second of all, you'll be playing like the bad guy, which means that you're only going to have a couple of scenes. It's like 1 or 2 scenes per act. And you're going to be off stage most of the time just using your voice. Or maybe on a screen, because it's supposed to be like an Emperor Palpatine XP, right? It's not going to be one that has a lot of stage time. And then I get there, and I do the part, and I do the read-through, and everybody was like, this is so much fun, you're going to be great for this. And then the director and the writer are like, yeah, but do we really want to waste his stage presence? I feel like it would be better for him to be on stage most of the time. And I was like, guys! You promised! You said I was gonna be off stage most of the time! How could you? You lied to me. So we'll see. We'll see if I end up being on stage or not most of the time. I do like the idea of wearing like an Emperor Palpatine Spirit Halloween version robe. Like a cheap robe where I'm just like constantly making big movements with my hands. That's gonna be fun. Like, I'm gonna enjoy that. And it is a super lax like rehearsal schedule. It is like 2 rehearsals a week for the first month, which is very lax. I don't know if you guys know normal rehearsal schedules, but that is incredibly thin. And I am not in every scene. Unlimited stage presence. That should be one of his lines. So, I think that that's going to be interesting. Titanite chunk. I do like that most enemies don't even get to play. I am stun locking them with my big stupid hammer. Okay, will you make an Emperor Palpatine profile picture if that's okay? You don't have to. You don't have to make anything, but that is funny. That is funny. Unlimited power! I love the way he delivers lines. I especially like the line where he's fighting, Maul and Savage, and he has the "You are our rival." I love that line a lot. That is so much fun. And I think it does a great job of explaining what he's here for. I don't like the way that Maul reacts to him in that scene. It feels a little fan servicey, where he's like, "Please, mercy." Significant aura loss. Like, man, that's rough. Sorry for all Maul fans. That is a lot of aura loss right there. There was also that Emperor Palpatine could say the line, "That is no message," which they probably wanted him to be able to say. That is no message. But it is a significant aura loss for our dear friend. You're not chaotically obsessed with Maul? Chaotically obsessed. I like that. You just like him. I just think he's neat. I think Borox from Bionicle are neat. I'm a big fan of Borox from Bionicle. I'm a big fan of Bionicle. How many of y'all enjoy Bionicles? I'm a big fan of Bionicles. I wish Bionicles would come back. I was a big Bionicles kid. Woo! Bionicle mention! This is now a Bionicle-themed channel. There will be nothing but Bionicle mentions. Get in here, Witch Beatrice. Get in here, Witch Beatrice. Help me kill the scary kings. Phantom Witch Beatrice. Let me put on the Covenant so that I don't fall to my death. Woo! Bionicle! Bionicle reference! Woo! Big fan of Bionicle. Ma'am? Who are you casting magic at? Ma'am? Who are you casting magic at? I don't know if Bionicle gets banned. That's a joke. Yeah, you might get banned. You don't know. No, you're not going to get banned. Bionicle is awesome. It was a Lego property in the early to mid 2000s where you built little action figure men and they had magical powers. And Beatrice? Guys, did you see that? Beatrice? Hello? Why did she do that? Alright, welcome to the Abyss. Hope you guys didn't want to see anything. Alright, here we go. How close are you? Pretty close. Ow! Not ideal. Beatrice, please tell me you're not going to die immediately. I gotta say, Beatrice is really bad at this fight. Lovingly, she is really bad. Oh, that didn't do any damage. Here's one of the most oppressive bosses in the series. Everybody loves Four Kings. Golly, I wish I had, like, more stamina regen. Maybe I should put the... Maybe I should put the, Okay, that was a little bit more damage. Are we winning? Ah, there's the other one. Beatrice, don't get close! Four Kings looks like there's Where's side? Beatrice got the, it hurts! Ow. Beatrice got the Covenant of Artorias in her world. Ah, screw you. I'm just gonna tank that. Beatrice! Oh, there goes Beatrice, guys. Sad. I wanted to beat the Four Kings with her. But she is very bad at fighting the Four Kings. You plug your tablet in? That's okay. If you need to plug in your tablet. Yeah, you want to get... It's kind of counterintuitive, but you want to get as close as possible to the Four Kings. That's it! That's it! No more Four Kings! One of the harder bosses in the game. Defeated. Defeated. Ah! There he is. There he is. My friends. And they're never mentioned again. I think they do have some more stuff. There he is.
Greetings, undead warrior. I am the primordial serpent, Darkstalker Khan. I can guide thee and illuminate the truth. The truth I shall share without sentiment. After the advent of fire, the ancient lords found...
Yeah, get a drink if you need it.
Souls, but your progenitor found a fourth, unique soul, the Dark Soul.
Darkstalkers?
Your
Thank you for reminding me to
ancestors
take a drink.
The Dark Soul and waited for fire to subside. And soon
I have a straw.
the flames did fade, and only dark remained.
And only dark.
Thus began the Age of Men, the Age of Dark. However, Lord Gwyn trembled at the dark, clinging to his Age of Fire, and in dire fear of humans, and the Dark Lord who would one day be born amongst them. Lord Gwyn resisted the course of nature by sacrificing himself to link the fire and commanding his children to shepherd the humans. Gwyn has blurred your past to prevent the birth of the Dark Lord. I am the primordial serpent. I seek to right the wrongs of the past, to discover our true Lord. But the other serpent, Framped, lost his sense and befriended Lord Gwyn. Undead warrior, we stand at a crossroads. Only I know the truth about your fate. You must destroy the fading Lord Gwyn, who has coddled fire and resisted nature, and become the fourth Lord, so that you may usher in an age of dark.
Sure. That sounds good to me. Is Koth good friends with Lord Raptor? I think so.
To Gwyn's prison.
Prison.
Be still, and trust thine flesh to me.
I don't know, guys. Should we trust our flesh to him? Whoops. Down we go. Down we go. Game got vor. Sorry, guys. Trigger warning.
Gwyn's prison. Now, place the Lord vessel upon the altar.
Sorry, guys. If you're terrified of vor, the game's got it. Havel. Good stuff. Exciting. Mariko's also known as the first brother. He's the one with the rusty armor, and you love him. What's the 11th brother's name? I think we've talked about Marok before. Bjorn! Laser beams. Cool. Aha. Aha. The Crow. He is nicknamed the Crow due to his mask looking like a crow skull. Scary. Scary guy. Uh-oh. Merrick and the 11th brother, you love them both. 'Cause they are guys being dudes. I cough.
Very well. Once the vessel is filled with souls, the gate to Gwyn shall open. Seek Gravelord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, and the traitor, Seath the Scaleless. Fill this vessel with their souls.
I really wish the
Then
first cutscene worked.
The gate will open, so that you may kill Gwyn. Are you ready? Then let us return to the Abyss. Entrust thine flesh to me.
The first cutscene is so cool. And those characters are explained in the first cutscene. Gravelord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, Seath the Scaleless, and Lord Gwyn. Kill Gwyn. Think about sunlight. Regret. Yeah. I really like the final boss of this game. I really like the final boss of this series. Alright, let's get out of here. Daughter of Chaos. Where is my fair lady? My beautifully fair lady. Hello, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. I'm gonna go talk to your sister, okay? No Covenant of Artorias. Yes. No, not Havel's Ring. Chloranthy Ring. I wonder if we had Havel's Ring, we could medium roll. Probably not. I don't think it would push us into medium roll range. You're so sleepy. You can go to bed. I'm about to be done for tonight. I am going to go talk to Quaylana. And then I'm going to set up. Next stream, guys, I think we're going to farm humanity. So, I'm sorry. That's not entirely exciting. But it is going to be what happens next. So, good night, good night. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time. I always do when you come in to say hello. I hope you have wonderful sleep and wonderful dreams. Thank you for watching. I hope you feel better tomorrow, and I hope that all the pain involved with the lactose intolerance and any sickness goes away. Because that's not fun. It's not fun, and it's not fair. Good night. Okay, so what we need to do... Where's my rusted iron ring? We have a lot of good rings of sacrifices. Okay. This is... Oh, wait, we didn't read the soul. The Firekeeper's soul is a draw for humanity, and is held within their bosoms, below just a thin layer of skin, are swarms of humanity that writhe and squirm. Her brass armor serves to disguise this ghastly form. Aw, Dark Moonitis, you're not ugly. Poor Dark Moonitis. Why is she fat rolling at you? That's so sad. I should do a Dark Moon Nightess build sometime. S-Stock. That might be really fun in my modded... Ow! In my modded Dark Souls 3 playthrough. To do a Dark Moon Nightess build. I don't remember Brasset being that heavy. It's a medium armor, I'm pretty sure. She just probably doesn't have great stats. I don't know what level she is. This isn't working. Something about what I'm doing isn't working. Okay, that was pretty good. That's one of the big problems. Please be a pickaxe. Aww, I wanted it to be a pickaxe. All stats and fates, so she can actually cast Dark Moon Blade. It might be the case. Well, let's look. Where is the Dark Moon set? It's 10.9, which means it's not light. It is definitely medium armor. I can compare it to the Elite Knight set, which I think the Elite Knight set is the premier medium armor of this game. What is silver armor at? It's 12. It's Eastern armor is 12.3. The Elite Knight set is 11.7, so it's actually pretty light for medium armor. Medium armor is my favorite armor in just about every game it appears in. I'm a big medium armor fan, and I'm so sad that medium armor was taken out of Elder Scrolls. I'm a big medium armor fan. Rip Oblivion, yep. No medium.
It has been, truth be told. I thought you had perished.
Thanks, Quaylana. She's a real one. She really is. This is one of my favorite Souls characters.
Now go. Whatever you do, best might.
What's his face should be down here, right? Medium armor is not good in the base game of Morrowind. It becomes good with the DLCs. So... Can we even get the next... Yeah! Okay! And now... Why would I do that? Oh, wait. This is ascending to the pyromancy... Ascended. My bad. I was like, why would I spend 25,000 souls to reset its level? That's not what's happening. Dumb idiot. It is simply getting better.
Now go. Best might.
Thanks. I think you also like how piecemeal our Morrowind armor is. I love the way our armor works in Morrowind. I adore it. I love that you can wear clothes around and over armor. You can make your character look so freaking cool. One of my favorite things to do at the beginning of the game is to get the red skirt and then max out like the steel set, and it looks so good. One of my favorite things in any game to do is fashion. I want to look good while I beat you to death with my halberd. Also, I love polearms, and I'm so mad that polearms never make a return in the Elder Scrolls series. They're in Morrowind, and then they don't. There's a lot of things in Morrowind that should have came back, and polearms are one of them. Very sad that polearms do not come back. There he is. This is a very often missed interaction with Mr. Siegmeyer, I think he is in this game. You will say your favorite Morrowind build ever is Speed Lizard unarmored with Spear. It's a good build. It's a funny build. Excuse me.
Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. You see, I'm actually in a bit of a fix. I've made it this far, but I'm short on antidote moss for the trip back. By my knighthood, I'm ashamed to ask, but can you spare a few scraps of moss?
Indubitably.
Fantastic. Thank you. A saint you are. This Knight of Katarina expresses his deepest gratitude. I shall not forget this. Please, take this, a symbol of my appreciation.
Thank you. I love my pierce shield.
Our fates do seem entwined, don't they? Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn.
Yeah, okay, bye. Miss Keeper. Now we gotta walk back. But next time we do a little bit more Dark Souls, we're going to be going... I think Duke's Archive next. I'm feeling Duke's Archive next. Izalith will probably be our last off. We will do Izalith last. Which means that after Duke's Archive, we're going to hit Tomb of the Giants. But we're going to start next stream, and don't let me forget this, we're going to start next stream farming humanity so that we can get... We're actually incredibly close. We're not going to need to farm that much. We have 24. We need to get to 30. So we're going to spend next stream farming humanity, and then we're going to go on into the rest of the video game. I think that's a good idea. Let's run back to the Daughter of Chaos. We must save Solaire from bug disease. Spoilers, but yes, we must save Solaire from bug disease. We're trying to get every single questline completed. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I am trying to get to the end of the game. We need to finish Griggs and Big Hat Logan, which kind of sucks because we need to buy all their spells. And that's gonna be annoying. But we have Firestorm now, which might make the killing of the enemies in the Painted World easier. Isn't Chaos Firestorm in this game? Is this all like Quaylana, this is all she sells? If so, Big Sag. Big Sag if that's all she sells. I don't know. Maybe you get Chaos Firestorm as a gift from the Chaos Covenant. The Chaos Covenant. Alright. Alright. Yes, Chaos Firestorm is the rank 2 reward. Thank you for knowing that off the top of your head. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I always do when you come in to say hello. I think this was a productive session. This was a pretty ding-dang productive session. 4 Kings and Ornstein and Smoded, which means that the hardest bosses are down. That's pretty much it for the difficult bosses of this game. Now we're gonna have to go through the rest of the beautiful video game. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. But we're gonna end up going to bed. I hope everyone had fun. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Thank you for coming in to say hello. We killed Biggie and Smalls. They are no longer around. Woohoo! Good night.